Welcome everybody. Today we have a new video on the topic of a painful Achilles tendon. Many people suffer from it and often don't even know why. Maybe they play tennis or dance or active in some other way on their feet. They might realize that there's a connection with being on the tip of their toes occasionally. And the reason for their problem, not compensating enough for that activity. Maybe you're even at a point where the tendon feels sensitive to pressure, that when you press on it, it hurts, and the reason is that there are already micro tears in your Achilles tendon. Don't be afraid of an inflamed Achilles tendon. An inflammation is nothing other than a repair activity, an activity that should never be interrupted by any anti-inflammatory substances. The way we see it, that's not a good approach to the problem because your body wants to repair the tendon. But why are there tears in your tendon in the first place? Why is it swollen and tender? Because the pull on it is excessive, and we're talking about a permanent tensile pull all day long, and that is sooner or later the end of any tendon. And we're going to put a stop to that by, first, reactivating your metabolism using a foam roller. In case you don't have our rollers yet, take something similar in shape, and then we'll do 3 exercises which should help you get a good handle on the problem. Let's start with the midi foam roller, or if you shouldn't have one, with something similar. Because we want to start with the calves, which are completely tensed up in a situation where the Achilles tendons are irritated and painful. We want to get some metabolism started in there, since most calves are very hard. So let's get to it. Please put the roller down for a second. Just a little tip before we start. Hand me back the roller. Your Achilles tendons, in particular, if it's very tender, need this groove in the middle, because if the roller is smooth, it won't come in contact with your Achilles tendon. So place the tendon into this groove. In case you don't have our roller, take something similar and turn your foot this way and then the other to navigate, and you still have some effect. And now, let's roll. By the way, we do this in real time, meaning you at home can join in the exercise right away. And we roll towards the back of our knee, applying pressure. We took the right leg here. If in your case it's the left one, then work on your left leg, of course. And you could see how slowly Ina is rolling because we want to push the intercellular fluid, get it moving. We always roll towards the heart to get a backflow going, to carry all that waste out of the way, waste that has accumulated over time due to lack of activity. Farther up. And make sure the angle puts an equal and strong pressure on your leg. Strong pressure is important so things can get moving between the cells, which is not easy to accomplish anyway. And if you roll too hastily and only lightly over your leg, the effect is close to 0, and you might as well not bother doing it at all. Roll slowly, because that also dissolves the tangled up situation in the fascia of the calf's tissue, and that happens only if you roll very slowly and at very high pressure. Great, Ina. Applying pressure already? You can tell. Keep moving up to the back of your knee. Slow down. Go right into the hollow of your knee. It protects you from too much pain when you push too hard. So increase the pressure and stay under 10 on your personal pain scale. Across the back of your knee, a bit up your thigh. Great. Great. Go to where your thigh widens. And then get off the roller. If you have time, you could do yourself some good by rolling all the way up to your buttocks. And now, let's do the same on the front of your leg. Stretch out your right leg and put it up like this. That makes it easier for you. And start at the bottom and roll over the back of your foot under pressure to your ankle. And then along your shin bone, upwards, Remember, we always have two muscles. One muscle group lifts your foot, the other one lowers it. These are your calf muscles. But the so-called foot flexors that sit down there are always involved in tensed-up situations as well. There's no way around it, because the muscle is always connected with its adjacent muscle, or counter muscle, across the joint. And that's why we roll everything open here as well. So we have a good starting condition to launch into the exercise. Great. Roll across this little bump on your shin bone, all the way to your knee. Pass over your kneecap, your patella. Under pressure, go up a bit into your upper thigh. Straighten your leg a little so you could work on the lower end of your thigh as well. Apply some real pressure. Push, and then roll on. Okay, let me take the roller off your hands. And now we're going to work on your front first. Please get down on all fours so it's easier for our viewers to follow. On all fours, in your starting position, scoot up a little bit. And now, some problems might occur already. Some of you who are in this position, putting their feet up like this, they might already be going, oh, this is painful. And so they should always go into a position that keeps them under 10 on the personal pain scale. You know that 10 means a stretching pain that is so pronounced that you guard against it, mentally or physically, to be able to bear it. We don't want that. Always stay under 10, but above 8. Ina, please back up a little bit. It could be that the more you back up, the more weight you put on your legs, because this here is often too short, and so it pushes your feet into the floor when you move back. In Ina's case here, the feet are flat on the floor. If this isn't the case with you, don't feel bad about it. In a couple of weeks or months, you'll be there too. And everybody stays in the position where their ankles lock up. Should the knee lock up, then we have to work on the knee, lengthen it, make it more flexible. And so you do something for your knee joint at the same time. Lower your buttocks until you could sit on your feet with all your weight. That's your goal. Don't be frustrated if you can't do it right the first time, but that's your goal. And only if you could sit like this, only then a load is taken off your knees, and the muscles in your feet are in a condition that won't give you any trouble in the front. Okay, now you sit like this and allow the effect to slowly work. You know, we just wait for our typical 2 or 2.5 minutes to go by. Yes, let the effect develop. And you can feel how everything here yields, and also around your ankles. And now the 2 minutes should be up, so we leave this exercise, the position, our first exercise. Let's move on to the second one. Now it's all about the situation in the back. So please step over to a wall. You could do this exercise without a wall, but we're going to demonstrate it on a wall to keep it simple. Now it's about the following. Place your foot in such a way that it is in a straight line to the wall. Let me show you the most common mistake people make. They angle their foot out. And if people do that, unfortunately, they don't stretch the cord that needs to be stretched to give your Achilles tendon a chance to recover. So your foot has to point towards the wall in a perfectly straight line. And since your feet have a slightly curved shape, take an imaginary middle line as the line of reference, like a line that extends straight to the wall. And always monitor this situation because your feet have the tendency to go wayward. And so, your knee has to be completely locked. Always check on that. Is it really locked? And then bend your left knee, and soon you could feel the stretch here in your calf. And this big muscle, the twin calf muscle, which pulls excessively on your Achilles tendon. And don't be afraid. It might well be that you feel some pain in your Achilles tendon, a pain you actually want to stop. But please don't think, oh, now I'm tearing further into the tendon, making things even worse. No, this one-time pull is by far below the threshold where tearing starts, and because your body signals you exactly how much you can take. So, it either hurts a lot here or directly in your Achilles tendon, but regardless, you stay below 10 on your personal pain scale and you can slowly go into the stretch without any worries. Don't make any sudden motions because then you might pull a muscle and that shouldn't happen. We go further into the stretch, take a look at our watch, increase the stretch, and always make sure your knee is completely locked and look at your foot and check if it is in a straight line to the wall. Because your foot always makes evasive maneuvers to the right, you have to check and recheck on it. And now, slowly but surely, you could feel how up here or in your Achilles tendon the stretch weakens, and the more the stretch subsides, the more you simply increase it again to over 8, but under 10 on your personal pain scale. Let the stretch work and lean into it even more. You realized your knee was not completely locked, right? Lock your knees, and if you're not sure, back up a little, straighten your leg, and start again so you can always be sure your knee is locked. Great. Okay, a couple of seconds, and then the time's up. Now, should you slip on the floor, just take off your socks or put on some shoes that give you traction, or do the exercise on a carpet. That should remedy the situation. And now we slowly leave the exercise, slowly. Shake your legs loose a bit, get some motion going. And now we're going to do another exercise for your calves again, but now aiming for a deep muscle, sitting underneath the twin muscles in your calves, giving your calf its shape. Please, Ina, please return to the wall. Now, step back with your right foot, but not all the way out. Point your foot towards the wall, and now, this is important, bend your right knee. Take one step forward with your left foot, and now, maybe you should do this in front of a mirror for better control. You bring your upper body in line with your upper thigh and bend your knee slightly, as if you were sitting on a bar stool. So now you have one vertical line from your head through to your thigh to your knee, where your calf goes out backwards, and then you'll notice that there's no stretch here, but rather here, in your ankle and around your Achilles tendon. And it's important to also do the second exercise. Most people stop after exercise 1 and forget that there's a muscle underneath that also pulls on the Achilles tendon. And if you want to get rid of your problem, it is important to do the exercise with the bent knee as well. And slowly bend down. The muscle we're working on now does not extend above the knee. It ends here in the area of the calf muscle, and so there is no stretching pain here because this muscle is above, but down here. And as you can see, Ina can get down quite a lot. You'll be able to do the same if you continue to practice. And as I have said before, don't be afraid if you could feel a stretch here, even if your Achilles tendon is swollen. The important thing is stay under 10 on your personal pain scale. After the exercise, it'll feel different at once, and any pain there will have subsided significantly or be gone for good. Take some more time. Make sure to keep this line straight. Visualize yourself on a bar stool where your entire weight pushes vertically from above, going through your thigh, and is then being transformed into a stretch down here in your Achilles tendon. Another 10 seconds. And please, when you're done, leave the exercise slowly. Never make any sudden movements after these extreme stretches. Move slowly, always under 10, and nothing can happen. Okay, we slowly leave the position, slowly, and shake your legs loose. Yes, and you at home surely feel much lighter after the exercise, and when you go out for a walk, somehow liberated. I hope you've liked our join-in exercise for pain in your Achilles tendon. If you'd like to see another exercise to become pain-free from your hips down to your feet, please click on the left side. To subscribe to our channel, click on the right side of the screen. And please, give us a thumbs up if you've liked the video. Keep doing your exercises. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.